Hello everyone, this is the second part of the course. In this video, we'll continue to work on completing the remaining screens. So at the home page, when we will click on Doctor, we'll navigate to Doctor Details screen, and here we will create to book an appointment screen where we'll give the details about patient. So for example, here I'm giving some random details. Next, it will display us the booking appointment slot screen where we can select it the date. Once we selected the appointment date, here we can also change the time slot. And then when we'll click on set appointment button, this will display us modal, and also it will dispatch an action to the Redux. So we will implement Redux also in this video. And when we will press done button, this will navigate to the home page. So here we will get an appointment card. Also, we will build the bottom tab navigator. Okay, so this is the doctor card. Along with it, we can display the department, the specialty. Let's add a one prop here, display all. So this will be as a boolean prop. Here will be if it is a true, then we'll display the uh, fee along with the specialty. So let's add here the specialty too, and the row will do text, and here we'll display okay. So this specialty, basically we can display it. Let's add first display all, and okay, so we need a specialty data. So that specialty data we can get it from the here this app content.js. To pull that specialty data, let's use the use query, and in that query we'll pass the function. Here let's edit first query key specialties and query function. Fetch specialties async. Okay, so here we'll use the same URL like this, and let's just put it some few code here, and we'll use the API path dot API path dot specialty and base along with base URL, and we'll return here return specialties data. Okay, once we get it that specialties data, so let's pass here fetch specialties, and once we get this specialties data, we'll basically filter it that ID, right? So we'll get that ID in the specialties data. If we see, so in the specialty data we have a field ID. Basically we can do here, let's have constant specialty use memo, the doctor. We have this specialty. So in doctor card we are getting this specialty. So here let's give it some other name, specialty obj, and this will basically return data dot find item dot id is equal to specialty. Okay, and also let's pass the data here. So here we'll display specialty object dot title. Okay, and in the doctor detail component at here, let's pass it display all as true. Okay, so at here, and this will display it after this block. Padding, let's edit padding right here. Padding right to 5, and 10 is also fine. Okay, and also if we are getting the display all, will not display the fee at here. Let's do one thing. If we're not getting display all, then only will display the fee. If not, then we'll display it on both or at some other place, like at here on below this card. Okay, so this is the doctor card on the doctor detail view page, and now at here we'll basically display these details about me and few more details. This will basically hardcoded for displaying it on the UI, but you can change it to get this data through an API to get this matrix and then display into UI. So okay, I've added all the icons in the assets folder. In the assets image, here we have all that icons that we need for displaying this matrix. And along with, I've added some more screens in the Figma. That screens basically would be booking the appointment. So here we'll give first the details of the doctor and ask about the patient details. And when we'll click on next, we'll ask the details about, here it will ask the details of selecting the available slot. And then once user select the available slot, then we'll give a confirmation for the booking. Okay, so let's go back to this component in the doctor details screen. Okay, now here we'll create a file. Let's give it name constant.js, and in this file let's have a array and give it, let's give the name matrix. Here we'll give icon would be like the first, here the title, and so the title will be like patients, and label 120 plus, and the icon, so icon will be here, we'll get the icon users.png. So let's import the image, users.png. Here we'll give the patient user. Okay, and this constant array, we'll use it here to display that details. Let's give it, for now I'm giving it hard coded. Later if you want, you can pull it from an API, this details. But to make the UI better, we can just have here hard coded matrix doctor dot map. Let's give it here style flex direction row and flex wrap justify content space between. Give will display here view key index and then style. So first is we need image source item dot icon, like this is the image, and here let's give it a label text item dot label title. Okay, and we'll put it this in our center, align items center, and here we'll put it in a style. Let's give the style here width 48, height also 48. Let's reduce it 32. Okay. Border radius 50%, background color okay, and some padding of 10. So given here the padding of 5, and if we increase this, even if you want, we can make it a view around this. Like here we can put it a view to display it better. Okay, like this, and let's give it the height here 42 and width 42. Okay, and let's give it align items center. Center. Okay, like this, and here we don't need padding. Margin bottom 5. Okay. Let's put this style at here to clean the code. image container styles dot image container. So this is the one icon, and let's add it other icons. Other, we need years experience. So okay, so these are the images and objects added over here, and we can see these are the icons that we're displaying on the doctor details screen. Now let's go back. We'll just add one more property here in this style, padding vertical 10. Okay. After this, we'll display the text. So let's here we'll give the some text. First, let's give the heading about me. Style, font size 18, padding vertical 10, font weight 500. Okay, this is the about me heading, and over here we'll give the about me text. Padding vertical 5. Yeah, like this. And below we'll display the button. Let's give it style, position, absolute, bottom 0, and here we'll give the custom button. Label, book appointment, book an appointment. Style, background color, colors dot primary. Okay. And let's give it width here. %. Okay. So this will be, the parent will be a view, and this will be outside the view. Style flags 1, right, like this. And this book an appointment will give some padding. Let's give padding of 10. Okay, so when we will click on book an appointment, we'll navigate to the other screen, which is the appointment screen, where we'll give the details about doctor. And here we'll just display a card for the doctor, and here we'll ask about the patient details, the user which is booking the appointment for, And after going to next, we'll ask about the uh, date and time slot. Okay, so let's add a screen. In the screens folder, appointment, book appointment. Okay, book appointment .js. Okay, so now here we will get the doctor ID, and the same logic that we put it in the doctor details screen to get the doctor ID, and then to calling the use query. So the same we will add it here. Here we'll get it the route. Okay, and in this screen first we'll display the details of doctor. So this is an card. Let's give it here doctor. Just adding one style property here, and let's give it styles dot container. Okay, and in the doctor details, let's add it the code for navigating it to the uh, appointment screen. Button on press, navigate appointment, or we can give it book appointment. Doctor ID, doctor ID. Okay, and also let's edit the screen here for appointment stack.screen, name book appointment, component book appointment. Okay. Okay, now we are here on the appointment screen. Let's give it here background color white. Over here we'll give it some padding of 10. Doctor heading, font size 16, and font weight 500. This will give it in the styles dot doctor heading. Okay, this is the doctor heading. Now here we can use this card, doctor card that we have used it earlier. So let's see how we can make this card to adjust the image on the left. So if we go to this, let's first do one thing. So let's first add here doctor card, and in the doctor card we'll pass that data, the props. Okay, so this is the doctor card. Now at here we'll give it style, flex, direction, So if we go to this doctor card and at here this styles dot container, by default we have given the flex one, and there is nothing mentioned. We have to give it in the row, so it is by default it is taking care in a vertical order in a. And now here what we'll do in the book appointment, so let's add here flex direction, or we can just give it here doctor card flex direction row. Okay, so now we get these two over here, these two items in a row. Let's apply some styles of images. Width 64, height 64. Okay, let's give it 120. Padding vertical 10. Border radius 10. Justify content space between. Let's apply some padding in on the right, or in margin we can apply margin. And now this rating has to be on below this text. So to do this, okay, here we have flex direction row. We can make this as an array, and let's apply here content container style. Okay, flex direction column styles dot, and in the doctor card let's apply this style over here. Here, justify content flex start, width 100%. Okay, so these are the styles that we have applied on the doctor card, and also we can give it here border width. This we need it here in the doctor card style. Doctor card flex 0 and some padding. Okay, and let's give the uh, mm, here I think we can apply padding horizontal of 10, and let's give the border color merchant top 10. Okay, so this is the card for the doctor. We have just used the current card that we already created. So let's create a view here. So first here we'll give this heading. Let's give this here appointment for margin top. Here we need text input, style. Let's give it a common input style here. Input, height 48, border width styles dot input, border color, border radius, padding vertical or margin vertical first, margin vertical of 10. Okay, placeholder, patient name, and let's give it some padding, padding 10. Okay, so this is one input, and we need another text input. We need contact number, number, keyboard type numeric, max length 10. This is the okay. So one more input, that is for age, keyboard type numeric, and max length 2. And now below this screen we'll give a button like the doctor we have given in a doctor details screen. So we'll copy it from the doctor details screen. Next, and here we'll not use this on press to navigate. We'll just make one state here. So this is one component that we have kept here, and the another component that will create this one, and finally will display a button to set the appointment. So let's here uh, create a state to display a form conditionally. So first is patient detail, set is patient detail, use state false. Okay, now once we click on this button, so here we'll check. Let's have a function here, constant on next. let's say here one object appointment details, set appointment details, and use state. This is an empty object. This will basically contain a patient object, patient name, con contact or phone number, age. Okay, and we'll basically concatenate. We'll basically add here the doctor ID and other details like slot. In this slot, we'll set it the time and date. Okay, so on press, we'll check if patient appointment details dot patient dot name and age and and phone number dot length is equal to 10. Okay, else we'll give set error. So let's have here the error state constant error set error use state. We can change this to form error because we already have here error. Now this I have put it in an object, but if you want you can make it a separate state for each text field. Ideally, if we can make it a separate state for each of the field, we don't have that much fields, we can make it separate. Just to save the time, I just have created here a object. So set error, please fill the above fields. Okay, else we'll set is patient detail true. Now this is one component, so let's put this in a view. This we'll put it at here in this view. And if error, will display it here in a text error style. Let's give it here error text margin bottom 20 styles dot error text sorry, here we need to give form error. Let's put it here also, form error, set form error. Okay, so this is the error. Here first we'll initialize this set form error false, and let's put it appointment details dot patient. And the color of the text, we'll give it the color of text, color red. Okay, so here on, let's give it on change text, on change text, set appointment details. Here we can make it constant, on change text field, use callback, text name and text. Set appointment details, appointment details, and then in patient we'll set it appointment details dot patient, and over here we'll set it name and the value. This will be the value. Now here let's give it set appointment details. Then here we'll pass name, name and text. Okay. Okay, now when we'll give patient name like Akash, like Rahul, and when we will, so this is, we have not given all the details. Let's put this also in other fields too. This is phone number, and this is age. Oh, we need to give this on change text field. Okay, we are getting it here, that object, and if we change this, okay, and if we click next, we'll not able to proceed because the phone number is not the have 10 digits. Okay, so yeah, also here let's give it set form error false if form error. So I've added this form error. If there is a form error, so this method will be changed. uh, okay, yeah, this is working. So yeah, there is still error also, and here we'll check the age dot length is equal to 2. Sorry, not this 2. Okay, yeah, so this is but this form, let's remove this. Yeah, we are getting that error. Let's now give it the value. Yeah, we are not getting now the error, and yeah, this is printing 2. Now this form will display only when uh, is patient detail, not is patient detail, and okay, then will not display these details. Yeah. So this is the first form, and now the next form will create the selecting the date and time and the available slot. So for this, what we can do, we can create another component. Okay, so let's create another component. So let's give this name appointment slot. New file appointment slot.js. To start with the appointment slot screen, we need two dependencies. So let's first install the dependencies here. We are going to use React Native calendars. To install these dependencies, let's add let's use these React Native calendars, and here we do npm install and one more library that we need, day.js. Okay, pack. Let's start the app. Okay, now here first let's create a variable for today's date, day.js dot format, and the max date, date.js dot add 14, day dot format. Okay, this will hold the today and max date, and here we'll see constant selected date, the set state for the selected date, use state today, and one state for the selected slot, set selected slot, use state null. Okay, and also we'll create an array for the time slots. Basically, time slot can be dynamic as per doctor, but here we'll just make it static. We'll keep starting from 10 a.m. To 5 p.m. So let's put it here, array dot from length 8 dot map, or simply we can just put it here, the map function. Map function basically would be an here item and index. So okay, and here we'll give it. Okay, so the time will be starting from 0, 10, uh, 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. So if it is greater than equal to 12, then it will give the p.m., otherwise a.m. And the value, so the value would be like starting from 10, 10, 11, 12, 13. Similarly, like the value will calculate and store it. So this is for the time slots. Also, we need these slots for reminding, reminder slot. This basically will be an array. This simply we can put it 10, 15, or 30. Okay, so these are the reminder slots. Now let's add it here. Container flex 1, background color white. We'll apply it here. Styles dot container, and here we'll call calendar. Now it will pass min date. Okay, I think we are not rendering this component at here, so let's add a logic here. If patient is patient details and an appointment slot. Okay, so this is the calendar. Here we'll pass min date. Min date is today, and max, that is max date, it will allow the next 2 weeks. So let's change it to max date. So if we go next, it will only allow 2 weeks. On the day press, so here we'll get the day and set selected date, day to string, date string. So, and at here we need to display mark dates. The also we need to display mark date. Yeah, selected date, selected true, colors dot primary. Okay, now we are at the appointment book appointment slot screen, and we'll make few more changes here. Okay, at here we'll do theme. In the theme, let's pass an object. Okay, so this is our calendar. We can change the date here. One more thing that we need to change is when we click on back button here, it will navigate to the this developer detail screen, but it has to be navigate to this screen. So to do that, what we'll do here, so now here I have added this code. If we not add this code, then if we click on the back button, let's first fill it the details. So if we come to here at this component page, because we are conditionally rendering the component, the screen is same. Now if we click on back, it will navigate to the doctor detail screen, but we want to it navigate to the patient form. So at here I'm going to add this code. This is just a simple code. We are using use prevent remove hook from the React Native navigation, and here we are passing that flag. If it is true, then it will check. If its patient details is true, it will make it false, else it will navigate, it will dispatch the event that it has to dispatch. And basically it will dispatch a remove event. The screen get removed, and at here, now if we are at here, we will click on back, it will come at here on the appointment screen. Okay, now when we are on this page, on this component, let's give it value appointment details dot patient dot name, and this value appointment details dot patient dot phone number. appointment details dot patient dot age. Okay, so when we go next, and here when we go back, this will still hold that values. Here we can select it the maximum of 2 weeks date. Okay, so now at here we'll display the scrollable list. So for that, let's create it a flat list here. Appointment slot. First we'll give here the heading, section heading, section header, title. So the title will be available time slot, and we will display here flat list, data, time slots, key extractor, item dot, we can use it, I dot to string, render item. So let's create a here function to display that render item, or we can just copy it from the one that we have put it in the home screen. On the home screen we have used it in the categories. This we can create it a component. Let's make a component here, and we'll give it name cheap. Okay, and the styles that we are using, like the category item. Okay, and let's use this cheap at here, item, cheap item, key, index, and index. For the index, let's pass this index. So for here we'll give it like in the categories we have given here the data, name, and description. So for here we'll give it in the appointment slot. So at here we'll pass the name, item dot time. Okay, and in the description we'll pass item dot value. Okay, these all are the chips. Okay, we'll make it here horizontal, and in the style let's give a style here, padding vertical 10. Even if we give it a padding for So the padding is, we'll give it the 10, and content container style gap. Yeah. Okay, I wrap this in a view, the flat list. So now it is using the this only height it will use. And now at here the below will create one more view, and here we'll give a reminder slot. This also let's give it in a value like title, 10-minute value 10. Here we don't need to use flat list. Here we have just three values. We should avoid to use flat list, and we can simply just put it like reminder slot and put it the reminder slot, and here we can put it style flex direction row flex wrap wrap justified content space between. Okay, and in the reminder slot we simply will map this dot map chip name item dot title description item dot value and key index. Okay. And here we can simply give the text reminder me before. Okay, let's change this to scroll view. And now when we will click on next, also we need to store these values when we will select it. So for this if we go here, let's have here on change press set selected index and on change index. Okay, for these shapes we can handle it the selected state in the book appointment component. So at here let's have the state selected slot, set selected slot, selected remind time, set selected remind. Okay, so at here we'll initialize this to 0, and the cheap way we are using the cheap. Okay, let's have the state at here, the selected slot and the selected time. Don't need these, and this we will pass it in the chip. Selected selected slot, and at here selected remind time, and in the chip here we'll get it selected. Okay, and let's remove this. We'll call this on change index. Okay, and here on change index, set selected slot index, and at here on change index, set selected remind time index. Okay, like this we can change it the slot. So this is the slots and reminding me before component. Now when we will click on next, or this button has to be changed, this button needs to be updated. uh, if is patient detail, then we will set this text set appointment. Now when we click on this button, we'll make an API call, the post API call to book the appointment, or and after that we will display this model. Also, if you want, you can include the payment screen. Let's create a model for displaying this confirmation message. So now here, when we'll click on the set appointment, we'll display a model. So let's create a model here. We'll give it name confirmation model. Confirmation model .js. Okay, so this is the component for in this component we'll create a confirmation model like this. So let's add it here, this model component. This will import it from React Native model, animation type slides, and here we'll get it is visible, display this visible on close. Model text. Okay, so this is the let's create a few style attributes here, like container. For the container, we'll give it align items center. flex 1, and this we will display it here in the appointments slot. Okay, okay, now at here we will basically display this model, confirmation model. Here let's have a state, constant display model, set display model. By default this is set as false. Visible display model, and on press next here when we will, okay, on press next. So here we will basically check if is patient detail, else. Okay, so this is the model, it is coming at here, but let's make it in the center. Let's just temporarily edit the on close. Later we'll remove this because we don't want to close this model. Only once user will click on the done button, then we will hide this. We will navigate to the main screen, the home screen. Okay, this is coming at here. Hello. Okay, let's add here style, style dot model view. Okay, and here height 80% and width. Yeah, we will put it. Okay, now here we will style this model. Uh, let's download this icon. In this model view, we will add this image. We'll display this icon. So let's add here a view. In this view, we'll put it style, background color. So the background color we need is color. Let's put it here, image. Let's put it here, image container background image container background color. Okay, and let's apply it here, styles dot image container height 120, width 120, okay. Border radius 50% to make it circle, and here we'll display that image source require assets image like .png, and we'll put this in center. Yeah. And over here, after this view, we'll create one view to display the text thank you, style font size 22, padding vertical, and over here we will put the font size 18 and color gray. Okay, and then here we'll put the text, the model text, padding vertical 10, font size 16. Okay, and this model text we will pass it at here in the appointment model text. So this will be static, data.name on appointment details dot slot dot date at. Here we'll give the time. Okay, so this will just put in align self center, and after this we'll create over here in the model view the button, basically done. Okay, this is button at here, and let's give it margin bottom, or let's give it just a bottom 20. And when we'll click on this button on press, use navigation, navigate home screen. Also on clicking of this we need to hide this modal also. So on press, use callback, okay, and let's apply it here. So when we go to book an appointment, let's say here contact number, age, selected the slot and time, set appointment, you will get a confirmation message, and we are done with the appointment. So the appointment has been successfully added, and it will navigate to the home screen. So here let's add here on change handler. Now whenever we will do change anything here, let's say when we'll change the on change date, okay, on change date, let's create a use callback function. In the use callback we will put it here on change handler, and on change date we will get it the day, set selected date, on change handler, and then on change handler. So first we'll pass the name, the date attribute that we are changing, and along with we will send the value day, date to date string, day dot date string. And similarly let's have here on change slot. So we'll just copy this, one here, one here. On change slot, set selected slot, and time. On change remind, on change reminder, time, reminder, time. Okay, and now we'll use this at here, like at here on change date, on change, on change slot, and here on change reminder. Okay, and this on change we'll use it at here. So on change handler, so let's create it here, constant on change handler, use callback. Here we'll get it name and value. So we'll say, we'll set the same like this, set appointment details, we'll give slot. So in this slot we kept it time, date, and let's put it here reminder. For the values we will send it like reminder slot. Here we'll get it index, because we are using the here the index values, so we are calculating here, we'll calculate index dot value. Similarly for the slots, time slots index dot value. Okay, so if we let's try to fix it like here, we'll put it the previous state, and at here basically go this, and here we don't need to this. Also we can put it here like this. Here we need to give it this, and here also. Okay, so we don't need now this. Yeah, this is fine now. We are able to, we have, we just have to update this because we are making an update change, and here we'll get it the previous state, and then we'll add, use that state. Yeah, this was the change. We need to add it. Now here when we will click on this button, this will navigate to the home screen. So next is we will implement the Redux store for our application. Start with the Redux. First we need to install the dependencies. So let me install the dependencies, giving it Redux toolkit and React Redux. Okay, so the first step is we need to install the dependency. Then let's create a folder. We already have store folder. In the store folder, let's have feature appointment.js. Now this in this appointment.js, here we'll first initialize the initial state, constant initial state. I put it this some dummy data, the static data in the app content.js file. This is for appointment data. So this is the schema, the structure of the object uh, by which we will store the appointment details. Like we'll be have ID here, slot, patient, doctor, user. Okay, so this will contain the slot details, the patient details, and the doctor ID basically, and the user which has booked this appointment. Now why we need the user info? Because when we go and uh, fetch the details of the appointment, and if we have to connect with the voice call, then we need to fetch the some users detail, and in the user detail also I've created here users data. This is just some dummy data. Later when we will integrate with the APIs, then we will fetch the data from the backend. But to just to test it, the application, the UI, I've just hard coded some placeholder data here. So as we see, we have two objects. We will add few more. Uh, like here, this is the user, and user has some roles. Also, there is a caller ID. Now, caller ID is needed because we need to connect with the voice call. Later, we will see why do we need an ID. Okay, we'll use WebRTC and the WebSocket to connect the user with the doctor. So yeah, this is some static. This is some dummy data. Now to keep in mind this format, we'll use the same at here in the initial state. Now here we will give it appointment means an array. Okay, and in the array we will store it as an object. Okay, the object format we already discussed. This will be the object format, the object schema. And here let's have appointment slice, create slice, name appointment, and here we'll pass the initial state, reducers. In the reducers, let's say we need to set the appointment, set appointment state action. Okay, and here we will return. So here we'll return state appointments, state dot appointments, action dot payload. Okay, so this is the reducer for setting the appointment. And now here we'll reset appointments state action state dot appointments is equal to initial state dot appointments. Okay, let's say if the user has already booked that appointment, and later if they want to update the appointment, then we will do update appointment equals state action. So here we will return state appointments state dot appointments dot for each appointment if appointment dot id is equal action dot payload dot id, then we will return action dot payload, else we will return appointment. So this is basically we are creating a map, and if the appointment id match with the action dot payload id, then we'll return the action dot payload. This will get that object will get updated, else we'll return the appointment. We now here will export the functions from the reducers that we have created. So let's give it here appointment slice dot actions, and here we'll get reset appointments update appointment, and also let's export default appointment slice dot reducer. Okay, now after this we'll create a store file. So in the store folder let's add a store.js. So now here let's create a constant store equal to create reducer. Here we'll basically combine the reducers appointments appointment, and here we'll call the appointment reducer from features appointment. Let's give it here. So here we need to send the configure store. So let's put this in a separate constant. Here we'll give root reducer combine reducer, and let's give this add here. So here configure store reducer root reducer. and at here we will default export the store. Now in the app.tsx we will use the provider here. So this provider will basically provider, and let's pass it the store. So the first step we did, we created the appointment slice, then we created a store, and here we have provided the provider. Now once we provided this provider, all the component will be able to use the store data and also able to dispatch the actions. So now let's go back to the book appointment screen. Now here on press, we will set display is model true. So here we will call the API to save the appointment, and then once we get that response, we'll dispatch an action to the store. So let's have here let's create a file appointment .js, and here we'll create appointment async constant URL base URL plus API path dot appointment. Okay, this is the API appointments path of API. Okay, so here let's create a constant response await Axios. Here we'll pass the URL, and here we pass the object data headers. So let's create a header here. This is the header, and also we'll create a function to get the token, but let's give it blank here. Get headers method post. Okay, so once we get the response, the promise, and here we return promise response dot data. Okay, so this is for the creating the appointment. Now this function will use with the React query, that is with mutation. Okay, so let's go back here at book appointment. We'll add here a function mutation, use mutation, and here so here the mutation function create appointment, and then on success we will get the data, and this data, so this data we will basically set it in the store. So let's add here constant dispatch, use dispatch. So here dispatch set appointment. In this set appointment we will basically set the data, on error. If we have error, then we'll display the error. Okay, and now this is our mutation. So the on press next at here, we'll call this mutation dot mutate, and here we'll pass the appointment details. Okay, so this appointment details, yeah, we'll pass this appointment details and set display modal true. This basically we will display it at here. Okay, so we just have created one mutation with the use mutation hook, where we are passing mutation function create appointment on success and on error. On success, we will dispatch that uh, object the data to the store, and also will display modal true. That means the appointment has been booked. And if we get an error, we will display that error. Okay, and here we can use that mutation dot mutate that appointment details. The appointment details the object that we will send it to the API at here. So let's validate it. Okay, and when we do create, because that API will not work, so at here let's print it. Let's comment it for now, and we'll just basically print it console log data and return ID. Okay, so this is working fine. The problem is in the at here the dispatch set appointment state dot appointment dot push. Okay, so let's try now. Yeah, we got the response. uh, so yeah, this is working fine. We're able to get the model, and when we click on done, this will land to the home screen. And at the home screen, uh, let's check it constant. At the home screen, let's check it constant appointments. Use selector state dot. So in the state dot appointment dots appointment, right? Okay, we are getting here appointments. Now if we add one more appointment, let's say we are adding one more appointment, we shall 27 set appointment. Okay, the appointment has been booked. When we click on done, this will come to the home screen, and here now we have two appointment. Okay, so the Redux is working in our application. We are able to dispatch the actions, and also we have seen how we can use that, use mutation, and able to hit the uh, API function. So after this, we will create a bottom tab navigation, and also will display the appointments at here. And when we will click on appointment, we will basically display an appointment screen, and also will give the option to voice call. So let's do that. Okay, so next we'll create the bottom tab navigation. For creating the bottom tab navigator, we need to make changes to the navigator file. At here we have home screen, and this will basically in the component we'll put it the bottom tab navigator. So let's have here, we'll basically create the component bottom tab navigator. Bottom tab navigator.js. Okay, and in this component file, let's have here constant tab create bottom tab navigator. Now here we'll call tab dot navigator initial route name. So our initial route name uh, would be home screen, because we will initially land it to home screen. And inside this, we will put basically the tab dot screens, right? So here let's have tab dot screen. In the tab dot screen, will be have here name home screen, and the component will pass home screen. In the navigation, we have here now this will call home navigator. Bottom tab navigator, let's give this as tab navigator. Okay, so now at here, in the OTP verification screen, we will, okay, we will basically navigate to the tab navigator. And in the tab navigator, we have the initial route name home screen. That's why we are landing it to the home screen. Here we do options, header shown false, and at here we'll display that icons on the in the bottom tab. In the bottom navigation will display the icons. So let's add here few files, the images basically. So here we'll pass screen options. In the screen options we'll get an route, and here we'll give tab bar icon. In the tab bar icon, let's give it here. We'll check if it is focused. Route dot, if route dot name equals to home screen, so if it is home screen, then we will give this the image. So if this is focused, we will give fill home, otherwise home empty. Okay, like this, the home screen. We'll add here few more props. Okay, so this is for the home screen. Also we'll give some more screens like appointment settings. So if we see the design here, we have appointments and a chat, the messages, and the profile. So let's give it here a few more. So here let's create it appointments. Tab dot screen name appointments, appointment screen component appointments, and options same header shown false. Else if route dot name equals appointment screen, then we will give the image appointment. Here we have this appointment field empty and appointment field, and the two more we need a setting screen and a messages. Tab dot screen, tab dot screen. Let's give here name, settings, component, settings, settings.js, and for the setting screen we will check here if focus, then settings field, else settings empty. And this is for the settings. Now we will create one more screen for user profile, not messages. So let's have here one more name. So for the user, let's export this png. So here I've added two more images for the profile field and empty. Let's use this. Here we'll give profile empty and profile field. Profile empty profile filled. Okay, now here we'll check else if user screen profile filled, else profile empty. So these are the images that I've added for user profile. If it is inactive, we will display it like this. Here we'll give it the align item center, justify content center. Also for tab bar icon style merchant top 5. Okay, so now this is in the center of the header, the bottom tab navigator header. And now here when we will switch, here we'll display the appointments. In this we will be have some settings, and for this we will be display the profile. Now at here let's have one more screens for the profile that we have not created. Profile.js. Okay, and let's apply profile. Let's change this to scroll view. So here I have changed the height to 180 because we'll give it here scroll view. Also I've changed this here the height for the image. This is given as some static height, and here we give the height of the container to 100%. Like whatever the content will get, it will adjust into that height. Now if we have the appointments that we are getting it from the store, once we as we seen, when we add the appointment, we will dispatch it to the store, and then once we get it, so at here we will check if appointments dot length greater than 0, and after after the categories, here we'll create one view and we'll pass a header, section header, section header title appointments, and here we will display that appointment, basically the appointment which is on the position 0. So let's give it style, background colors dot primary. Here let's give some height. Okay, this we basically let's put it at here on the bottom cart container. Styles dot cart container. Here we'll give padding of 10, the margin Okay, border radius. Okay, now here first we'll display the doctor card. The doctor card that we have displayed from the appointment, we will get it the doctor details. So in the doctor details, if we see at here, yeah, this is the use query that we have put it the, and this will give us the uh, uh, appointment 0 dot doctor. And in the book appointment, when we are booking it, the so here we'll pass that doctor ID. Okay, so now we have restart the application. Currently we don't have any doctor, sorry, currently we don't have any appointments. Now let's book one appointment. Let's remove the height from here because this will create a issue on the other screens. And now let's log in. Okay, we are here on the home screen. We don't have any appointments, so that's why it is giving blank. And now here we'll book the appointment. Book appointment. Let's give it patient name 22. Okay, the book appointment has been set. Here in the confirmation screen, we we have to give it the home tab navigator, the bottom tab. Mhm. So here we have to pass this tab navigator instead home screen. Get confirmation. Okay, so now let's go back to home screen. Okay, so now here we'll display the doctor detail, the doctor name, and also the appointment time. So let's create here a view, style, flex direction, row, and here we'll give image. Okay, so here let's add this code. This is the code here. We will display the doctor image and some text here. Okay, to for this text would be like the doctor name and specialty object dot title. So this will be the doctor name and this is the specialty of that doctor. And also this code I copied it from the doctor card and put it here. Later we will change this code to store this into Redux store, and then we will use it from there. Okay, we'll write the selectors and then we will fetch this data. This can be optimized, but we will do this later. Okay, okay, and so now at here uh, we will give the details of appointment in this view. So let's create a view, style, flex direction, row. This card text I put it at here. Okay, the doctor image and card text. Okay, now here we will use give the two more view, and let's put it justify content space between. So this first view will display the appointment detail. So style, flex, wrap, wrap, flex direction, row, and in this will display image, source, require, assets, image, calendar dot png. This is calendar image, and over here let's give it padding or margin to 10, and then we will display a text here, basically the date, and this date we'll call it day.js, format ddmm, like this, and at here let's give it style, color white, padding horizontal, and one more view at here. So for this we will give the clock, and in this we will basically calculate. I think here what we can do, here we can give am and pm. Okay, actually here we need to check appointment 0 dot slot dot date. Okay, and here we need to see if this is greater than 12, then we will give. Okay, so like this. Okay, so this is the date and time. So when we will click on this card, this will navigate to displaying the appointment details, where the user can connect to the doctor. Also will display all the appointment details and the along with patient details. So let's convert this into touchable opacity. Now this view, here we need to give it touchable opacity. So, okay, so this is the card, and here we have the doctor list, and when we click on see all, we will see all the appointments. Okay, so on the home screen, when we will navigate to the see all appointment, So at here, when we will click on press, basically we have to navigate it to the appointment screen. So for this, we'll try the nested navigation. Like here we have navigation, tab navigator. Okay, and then we'll pass the option screen, the bottom tab navigator. We have to move to this screen. So yeah, now when we have clicked on see all, this has moved to the appointment screen. This is how the navigation and nested navigation work. We need to give it on first the name of the parent navigator, then inside it we can pass the child navigator screen. Okay, so now when we will go to this screen, we will at here we will basically display the appointments that has booked by the user.